Welcome back to Svalbard. I can't wait to upload your data on Pliosaurus and Ophthalmosaurus.
Rob, are you there?
Yes, apologies, Doctor. That thing disrupted communications.
Yes. It looks like Stonehenge?
Yeah, let's start this from the beginning, I guess.
I trust you've acclimated to your pod. Good. Let's get to work then. Look up to view temporal anchor point information. 2033 CE, 11:47 AM, Svalbard. Activating temporal stabilization matrix. Look right and scan the interface to provide visual confirmation. Matrix activated. Initializing sensor array. Look left and scan the interface to provide visual confirmation. Array initialized. Prepare for temporal relocation in 3, 2, 1. Contrary to popular belief, time travel is neither instantaneous nor beautiful. In fact, were I to lower the shutters, you would likely be driven insane by what you saw outside. We should use this time to review the mission briefing. Our primary research target for this excursion is the Leeds Ichthys, colloquially referred to as Leeds fish. As far as we know, the Leeds Ichthys was the largest bony fish to have ever lived. Fossils suggest it may have spanned upwards of 27 meters, rivaling blue whales in size. But what we're really interested in is how they fed. Unlike whales, it's hypothesized that they used specialized gill rakers to filter feed. We'll need to collect data from inside the mouth of the Leeds Ichthys to validate this theory. I hope your navigation skills are up to par. We've arrived. Welcome to the Jurassic period. Focus your view on the shutter controls. I'll lower them, and we can begin.
Anybody with me?
Move your pod forward. Move your pod up and down. The pod is equipped with a time dilation device. Put simply, we can freeze time. Give it a try.
Whoa! A little bumpy.
A group of prehistoric turtles. Their appearance is quite different from that of their modern relatives. Why don't you tag one with a probe so we can get a closer look at its physiology? According to these readings, they're Solnhophia, proto-sea turtles, if you will. Curious. They seem to prefer swimming in a tight group. Go ahead and tag 3 more Solnhofia with probes. Perhaps the additional information will help us interpret their behavior. Now try launching a tracker. It will detect any nearby creatures. Don't worry about contamination. The trackers are designed to degrade very quickly. The Solnhofia are displaying signs of agitation. Perhaps a predator is near. A Pliosaurus is the most likely predator. Perhaps they gathered here in the hopes of avoiding being eaten. The Pliosaurus is one creature you definitely don't want to antagonize. I've marked an escape path, just in case, of course. The safety protocols recommend moving on to the next research area as quickly as possible. Before proceeding further, let's take this opportunity to calibrate your other scanners. Open the scanner menu and look at the scan icon. Calibrations completed. The scanners always need calibrating. There it is, the lead Sichthys. It really does dwarf every other fish on record. Magnificent. Now for the tricky part. We'll need to venture into its open mouth to scan its gill rakers. Careful though, it will bite. Excellent navigation. Now, scan the gill rakers on each side of the mouth before it notices us. Marvelous performance. You've exceeded all our predictions. Terminating Jurassic simulation program. Please hold. Welcome to the Mondo Museo's Temporal Research Facility in Svalbard. I think the doctor is going to be very pleased. Oh, transmission incoming. You'll want to pay close attention to this one. So exciting. I love new beginnings.
Welcome back to the Mondo Museo International Research Mission. I'm Elisabeth Lacroix. I hope you enjoyed your first dive into history. Now that you've proven your ability to withstand time travel, you will be stationed in Svalbard, Norway. Home to a trove of marine life that thrived as much as three... Rob? Rob? Rob, are you there?
Doctor, how may we assist?
It's Ali. He's called in sick again. He's probably just burnt out. We've been pushing the section leaders hard. But I still need his results. Could you take the cadet out to retrieve the data, please?
Doctor, this cadet is still new. I worry that it...
I know you worry, Rob. I still need you to do it.
Ah, An order. Very well. Well, what an excellent opportunity to advance, Cadet.
How long will it take?
With the lag we'll pick up coming back, I estimate a few weeks on your end.
Good. Go now.
Yes, Doctor. Well, Cadet, it looks like we'll continue to work together closely. My name is Roberto, by the way. But please, call me Rob. You probably have questions. We can review your first official mission brief when you're ready. The pod you're controlling has been designed to withstand the stresses of temporal relocation and keep you safe from harm during all systems are now online and operational. Prepare for temporal relocation in 3, 2,
Excuse me.
Let's have a look at the assignment. Ali's primary research target was the Pliosaurus. Latin translation, more lizard. You'll see why. The Pliosaurus is one of the top predators of its time. We need more information about how it hunts. I strongly advise a cautious approach to avoid its powerful jaws. Teleportation complete. When you're ready, focus your view on the shutter controls. Let's get started. Ali ran into trouble here. Pliosaurus thought his pod was prey. See how they patrol. You must avoid detection at all costs. Those boulders in the center seem like an ideal hiding place. Make your way there to confirm. Good. Now we can continue our research without fear of attack. Tag the more aggressive one, so we can get a better idea of what we're dealing with here. Hypothesis confirmed. It's definitely a Pliosaurus. It is strange that two Pliosauruses would choose to stay in such close proximity to each other. Most apex predators are notoriously territorial. Is it possible they share a hunting ground? Tag the other and see. One of the Pliosauruses is male, and the other is female. Perhaps we've found a mating pair. If so, I would expect them to be on the hunt for additional food. One theory suggests they use their eyes as their primary method of tracking prey. An eye scan would seem like a logical place to begin our investigation. The theory appears to be well-founded. The eye of the Pliosaurus is highly developed, though they would perform poorly in low-light situations. Let's do our best to remain out of sight. Let's examine the anatomy of the female Pliosaurus. If they are a mating pair, I'd expect her to be carrying several eggs. I have unlocked a new tool for the purpose. The ecography scan. It will let us see a creature's internal systems in detail. Use your ecography scan to gain some insight. Extraordinary. The Pliosaurus is carrying a fetus, which means they give live birth. The doctor will want to see this. The pair is no doubt here hunting the smaller creatures I've detected below. Let's head down to see what creatures the Pliosauruses find so appetizing. Tag 3, so that we can identify them with certainty. They are Ophthalmosauruses. They seem to navigate quite easily, despite being so far down. Scan an Ophthalmosaurus's eyes. Perhaps they are well adapted to see in dim light. According to my database, they have one of the largest eyes of any creature proportionally. And each eye contains a set of bones, the sclerotic ring. If we can determine how deep they can dive, it will give us a good idea of whether the bones are used to help maintain the shape of their eyes, or serve some other purpose. An ecography scan of its lungs should give us a sense of how low they can go. According to my calculations, they should be capable of dives of over 20 minutes at depths of 500 meters. Due to the pressure at those depths, deformation of the eye would be of great concern. The sclerotic ring must guard against it. Are the Pliosauruses really hunting the Ophthalmosauruses? They seem unwilling to descend to this depth. Tag an Ophthalmosaurus with a probe to force it to surface. Excellent. I've temporarily modified the probe to allow it to gather metabolic information from within the Pliosaurus. We're lucky. The probe was not crushed when the Pliosaurus ate the Ophthalmosaurus. We may gather valuable metabolic data from the Pliosaurus. Use an ecography scan on the Pliosaurus to locate the probe. I'll download what it recorded. The new data tells us Pliosaurus has a high metabolism and maintains a core temperature higher than that of the surrounding water. This area is fascinating, but the data we've gathered must be uploaded and analyzed. Please scan the portal to initiate the transport sequence. All systems are now online and operational. Prepare for temporal relocation in 3, 2, 1. Oh dear, there seems to be an ever so slight problem. And no need to panic. A minor glitch, I'm sure. I'll just reboot this. Welcome back to Svalbard. I can't wait to upload your data on Pliosaurus and Ophthalmosaurus.
Rob, are you there?
Yes, apologies, Doctor. That thing disrupted communications.
Yes. It looks like Stonehenge?
I'll analyze the logs.
Thank you. I wish we had more time to spend on this. But I'm afraid our worst hypotheses are catching up with us. Rob, I have to issue a Code 12.
Very risky, Doctor.
I'm aware. Do you have the visual? Cadet. When we built this station, core samples revealed something terrible. An ancient virus, perhaps millions of years old, trapped beneath the ice. With global temperature rising and ice receding, we knew it could spread. And well...
Doctor, Ellie tested positive, didn't he?
Yes. So we need to ramp up our search for a cure. Cadet, we've been collecting data from the past to understand what effect the virus had on prehistoric hosts, and what to expect if anyone contracts it now.
This is what the data you've been scanning is for.
Yes. And we need you even more now. We have to develop a cure before the worst comes to pass. We need a breakthrough.
If we just had a little more time to train, it would...
And risk more infections? If this virus spreads, no. Train on the job. We need as much data as we can get, and quickly.
Yes, Doctor. You should familiarize yourself with the Dinodex. It's where we save all the data we gather. You can also peruse the Dinodex to learn more about the creatures that we've encountered. Where were we? Oh, yes. Your next assignment is more than ready. Feel free, though, to take a moment to rest before heading out again. All systems are now online and operational. Prepare for temporal relocation in 3, 2, 1. Let's review our objectives. Our primary research target for this excursion is the Dakosaurus. It's so well adapted to life at sea, we're not sure it ever leaves the water. As the virus the doctor described originated in water, we hope Dakosaurus may offer us some insight. The area we're investigating was recently hit by violent tremors. Earthquakes and tsunamis were the norm in the late Jurassic period. Arrived. When you're ready, focus your view on the shutter controls. Let's continue our mission. I am detecting heat signatures at dangerously high levels all around us. Do be careful. Those look quite a bit like our modern Nautiluses. Observe the soft cephalopod body emerging from the buoyant shell. Since we're here, why not tag one with a probe, so we can identify which genus this is? It appears we're looking at Titanites, a species at the root of modern squids and octopuses, but not direct ancestors of the Nautilus. They appear to be scavenging for a meal. Recent seismic activity must have washed many smaller creatures into the area for them to eat. While Titanites are fascinating, they are not our core objective. Let's find a Dakosaurus. Watch that geyser. Pressurized water superheated by magma. Not hot enough to harm our pod, but it could make navigation challenging. What luck! Dakosaurus. Fortunate for us, they are focused on a massive carcass. Their behavior is unexpected, since we're in no danger. Let's try to identify the carcass. Scan all exposed flesh to collect DNA data. Fantastic! A Lusotitan. A large land dinosaur of the order Sauropoda. Something of a land whale, so to speak. Decomposition leading to internal gases are responsible for the exposed chest cavity. I estimate it died within the past 3 weeks. Perhaps the earthquake is responsible. Or perhaps the doctor's virus. We should tag all the Dakosauruses with probes. Dakosaurus DNA confirmed. Good job. Let's do a more thorough analysis of their biology. Perform a scan on a Dakosaurus. Preliminary analysis indicates that they are not a pack. The largest one is male, and the rest are female. Powerful jaws and serrated teeth. Their metabolism seems to be struggling, however. We need to know more about their behavior. Dakosauruses are infamous for being territorial and aggressive. Predators attack if they feel threatened or hungry. Our pod typically elicits some kind of aggressive response, but they seem to be ignoring us. I suggest you perform an ecography scan on the stomach of the largest Dakosaurus. There's the answer. The Dakosaurus stomach you scanned is filled to the brim with meat and rocks. My database indicates several prehistoric species swallowed stomach stones to aid digestion, as well as control buoyancy. They are not attacking us because they have gorged themselves on the meat of the Lusotitan. They're simply too full to be aggressive. The Dakosauruses have been feasting on the Lusotitan for days now. We know from previous scans they have very powerful jaws. Let's determine just how powerful they are. Scan all highlighted Dakosaurus bite marks on the Lusotitan's carcass. Exciting. The Dakosaurus's powerful jaw musculature allows them to lock into prey, rip off their flesh, and quickly swallow it whole. No chewing required. In fact, we should see it for ourselves. Let's see if we can't help open their appetites a little. Fortunately, I have just the tool for the situation. Bait. Fire the projectile directly at any living organism to make it appetizing to all nearby creatures. Use the bait on the lone Lusotitan meat chunk to attract a Dakosaurus. What splendor! This data confirms our scans were correct. They do not mess around. Look, Titanites. They must be interested in the Lusotitan's carcass too. Titanites are likely prey for Dakosaurus. This Lusotitan's carcass has provided many unique research opportunities. I would expect Dakosaurus to attack Titanites on sight, but we know that they've gorged themselves. That said, the Titanites seem remarkably undeterred by the presence of such predators. What could cause such confidence? Attach bait directly onto a Titanite to entice a Dakosaurus to attack, and then observe the event. That's a surprise. The Dakosaurus allowed the Titanite to escape. Let's scan that Titanite. The external shell was barely scratched. This protection is likely why the Titanites were not more cautious. Cadet, I have some bad news. A new basque of Dakosaurus have appeared. They seem in the mood for live prey, which in this situation means us. Hurry back to the research center. We cannot unload our data in a post-mortem state. Please scan the portal to initiate the transport sequence. All systems are now online and operational. Prepare for temporal relocation in 3, 2, 1.
Good, you're back. Your latest batch of data was so thorough. Thank you. I know it's tiring work.
And how is your research against the virus progressing, Doctor?
The news is mixed. In the weeks since you left, the International Health Monitor has begun calling it the Jurassic flu.
Factually incorrect.
The point is they named it because it's spreading. We hoped ocean currents would keep it contained to the north longer, but the ice is receding faster than our models predicted. Currents have already carried it to Northwest Africa and the Caribbean. Once symptoms break, we expect it to spread across Africa and South America from host to host. From there, it will quickly take root on every continent.
Doctor? Are you all right?
Fatigue. The cadet must feel it too.
We could assign more of my resources to you. I am designed to ensure your success after all.
Rob, your research systems are the best we have. The cadet needs everything you can offer. If you want to help me, look after the cadet. Search for the cure.
Of course, Doctor.
Keep up the excellent work.
Time travel is both physically and mentally demanding. Even more so with the fate of humanity on the line. That said, do not feel ashamed if you need to take a short break before returning to the past. In fact, I would recommend it. All systems are now online and operational. Prepare for temporal relocation in 3, 2, 1. Let's review our objectives. Our primary research target is the Elasmosaurus, one of the largest plesiosaurs of the late Cretaceous. It's not clear to me yet how this specimen connects to a cure. But it is not for us to question. We serve to collect. The Elasmosaurus had an extremely long neck. 71 vertebrae, according to the fossil record. You may have seen it drawn with its neck winding in elaborate S-shapes. But our current hypothesis posits that it couldn't really do so. Illustrators, they do get carried away. Let's see if we can find out how this long neck helped Elasmosaurus survive and evolve. We've arrived. When you're ready, focus your view on the shutter controls. Let's continue our assignment. The late Cretaceous holds many new wonders compared to earlier eras. Let us hope it yields some new insight into a cure. Those don't look like aquatic reptiles, more like penguins in our modern age. Please tag one with a probe so we can identify what we're dealing with. It appears we're looking at Hesperornis. Like penguins, they can't fly. They seem to be enjoying an easy buffet in the shallow waters. How do Hesperornis navigate so well underwater? Scan the legs and feet of a Hesperornis to find out. They have long, highly specialized legs and webbed feet. They are capable swimmers, but ill-adapted to moving around on land. How did the Hesperornis hunt? To answer this question, we'll need a new tool, the behavior scanner. As you would know, if we'd had time to complete your training, the behavior scanner allows you to capture live behavior of creatures for later analysis. Behavior scan the Hesperornis at least once as it's looking underwater from the surface. To use the behavior scan, press and hold, then aim at a creature. Once the creature exhibits the desired behavior, release to capture a 3D image. Behavior scan the Hesperornis at least once as it's looking underwater from the surface. Behavior scan the Hesperornis at least once as it's looking underwater from the surface. Good. We just need a little more data. Let's capture it catching something. Behavior scan the Hesperornis once as it catches a fish underwater. They dive in pursuit and snatch their prey in their beaks. We can see the Hesperornis hunts by sight. Fascinating though this is, birdwatching is not our focus. Let's move on with our exploration. We should look around the shoreline some more. After all, we know the virus evolved to survive on land at some point, and quite well. What are those creatures? Use your probe to find out. They are elasmosauruses. That such a creature could evolve is truly a miracle of nature. This is the creature we've been looking for. Precisely how long was the Elasmosaurus's neck, and how was it structured? I've selected a specimen for study. Ecography scan the full length of its neck. Oops, sorry to interrupt. I've underestimated the complexity of this anatomy. We'll have to split data gathering into multiple scans in order to gather all pertinent data. Ecography scan the neck at its base, middle, and close to the head. Well done. 2 more left. Excellent. 1 more scan remains. The Elasmosaurus's neck contains over 50 vertebrae. The weight makes it impossible to lift more than its head above water. And when it turns its head, its entire body follows. Its head is essentially a rudder. How exactly did the Elasmosaurus hunt fish? Behavior scan 3 instances of an Elasmosaurus catching a fish. It approaches prey slowly, with its mouth wide open. It then swallows as much water as it can, trapping and crushing as much prey as possible. Are fish the only source of food for elasmosauruses? Echography scanned the stomach of an elasmosaurus to find out. Their diet includes ammonites, and we can also find gastroliths in their stomachs, small round stones that may provide ballast. This is interesting. There's a tumor-like mass inside the stomach. If only we had some way of exposing it, so we could harvest more data from it. This could be relevant to the virus the doctor is researching. If the virus mutated from here, it could result in very different symptoms in human hosts. I'm picking up two very strange biological signatures some distance from here. One is definitely an elasmosaurus. It also shows signs of the virus, and it's alone. The other elasmosauruses may have pushed it out of the herd, sensing its illness. I'm also sensing a larger presence in the depths. It is worth investigating. I have mapped a path to their area. Both creatures may give us valuable information about the virus. Activating low visibility navigation support. Here we are. You'll need to tag the unidentified creature, but it's not exactly volunteering itself for scanning, is it? Why not bait the lone elasmosaurus to draw it out? Bait the distant elasmosaurus to draw our mysterious creature out of the depths. There it goes. Tag it quickly. That was quite a scare. It appears to be a massive predator, a mosasaurus. It was probably already stalking the elasmosauruses in the area before we enticed it with our bait. Next, let's determine just how powerful the mosasaurus's bite really is. Echography scanned the elasmosaurus's crushed neck so we can find out. By the damage inflicted upon the bones, it's clear that the Mosasaurus bite uses a force comparable to that of the Tyrannosaurus rex, estimated just short of 12,800 pounds. Strange that the Mosasaurus hasn't eaten more of the prey it killed and dragged under. Maybe we're causing it to hesitate. Let's not miss the opportunity to find out how it feeds. Use bait on the dead Elasmosaurus so the Mosasaurus attacks again. When it does, use a behavior scan to scan the Mosasaurus's head as it eats. The Mosasaurus uses its powerful jaws to latch onto prey, hold its victim, and lacerate flesh into large bites. The Mosasaurus' last attack punctured the Elasmosaurus' stomach and exposed the tumor we noticed earlier. Now's our chance to analyze it. Scan the tumor. We're leaving mission territory. The tumor carries similar genetic information to the virus the doctor is researching. We absolutely must bring this sample back with us. We should see if we can find out whether the virus can be transferred from prey to predator. Scan the Mosasaurus. The virus is present in the Mosasaurus. It can be transferred from prey to predator. We must return to Svalbard to upload our data at once. Please scan the portal to initiate the transport sequence. All systems are now online and operational. Prepare for temporal relocation in 3, 2, 1.
You've made remarkable progress towards Secure. It's testing well. But I'm afraid the virus is adapting faster than we are. If we don't solve this quickly, all our research towards Secure could be out of date in a matter of...
Let's not get the cadets' morale down, Doctor. What would you like us to do next? Doctor?
I'm okay, it's just... I'm just tired. Worried. Do you ever think about the people in the future? How they're depending on us? Do you understand it could all end?
Of course, I do, but
Please, just keep gathering data. We're so close.
We will. And for your part, Doctor, will you make sure to go home tonight and not sleep in your office?
We're at the brink of a disaster and you just want me to sleep?
I'm assisting the cadet, but I still belong to you, Elizabeth. You must not forget that. You are my purpose.
And the cure is mine.
We won't let you down. The doctor does not look well to me. But if she was ill, why would she not request my help? Do you think she worries that she will be pushed out of the herd? I hope you will be more careful to stay rested. We need you healthy more than we need results quickly. Please do rest if you need to. All systems are now online and operational. Prepare for temporal relocation in 3, 2, 1. Ready for your mission briefing? This time out, we'll be investigating the Neo-Paradoxia. This new paradox was only recently discovered in our own timeline. But we have detected the virus in its remains. It's a gentle herbivore, and it's not clear how it came to be infected. Whatever the explanation, this is a golden opportunity to study another living creature connected to the virus. Here we are. Focus your view on the shutter controls when you're ready. We're near an archipelago, just at the edge of a continental cliffside. It's an unusual location to find Neo-Paradoxia, but it's secluded. We can use this to our advantage. Be careful. We're near the open ocean, and predators may be near. Please head straight to the archipelago. Here, this looks like a herd of Neo-Paradoxia. A good find. Tag one with a probe to confirm. Neo-Paradoxia confirmed. Let us check for signs of the virus. Please scan the Neo-Paradoxia. Good. The DNA I detect links Neo-Paradoxia to modern manatees, and even elephants. The Neo-Paradoxia are not showing signs of viral infection. The herd is behaving as expected, for healthy specimens. Let us keep searching. I've unlocked a new tool, the Exoscan, to allow us to record and analyze external morphology in real time. Please exoscan the legs of the nearest highlighted Neo-Paradoxia. The Neo-Paradoxia has webbed feet for navigating at a gentle pace, and digging into the sea floor to search for edible marine flora. The Neo-Paradoxia are dining on seagrass roots. I'm detecting one patch of seagrass that is not attracting them. Please scan the seagrass. Oh, worrisome. This plant carries the virus. The Neoparadoxia seem to instinctually avoid the infected patch of grass. We've not seen this type of aversion between flora and fauna before. It should not be possible to transmit a virus between so-called kingdoms of life. We must verify. Bait the viral seagrass to attract the Neoparadoxia. Good. On to the next step. Scan the Neoparadoxia that consumed the viral seagrass. Ah, the creature is now infected. The doctor will be very concerned. What was that? It devoured a Neoparadoxia in seconds. Tag the predator, quickly. It is a megalodon, one of the most imposing ocean predators ever to exist. Fascinating and worrisome at once. We should collect all the behavioral data we can. Bait the Neoparadoxia, and behavior scan the megalodon when it attacks. The megalodon incapacitates prey by attacking appendages first. It outmaneuvers prey with great speed. At top speed, we can barely keep pace. The megalodon is a significant apex predator. I am attempting to formulate an approach to recording it. Please scan the icon interface I have created on the megalodon.
I'm trying to get there, so stand by.
Success. Slipstream mode engaged. Manual controls have been temporarily adjusted. I've modified our pod's propulsion system. We are now tethered to the megalodon, so to speak. Where it goes, we follow. Not ideal, but it is the only way we can keep up. Let's proceed. How does it move so fast? Exoscan the megalodon's fins and tail. I see. While it moves its tail side to side, it stiffens the body mid-swing. Very efficient. Let's not forget to verify the virus's transmission from prey to predator. Scan the Megalodon. Viral infection confirmed. Confirming viral transmission from flora to herbivore to carnivore.
What? Hang on. We've been knocked out of slipstream mode. Manual controls and propulsion systems are damaged. Losing critical power rapidly. Attempting to re-establish power. Forcing time dilation. We need to distract it. Quickly, fire up. Oh, overriding human input. Preparing emergency jump to our home timeline. Time dilation on. We'll need a few seconds to build the necessary power. Time dilation off. I cannot perform both actions at once. What is that? That whale just bought us time. Finalizing time jump. Coordinates set. 3, 2, 1.
Yeesh. That happened. Phew.
This again? We ought to have returned back to the research center. Something, or someone appears to have hijacked our temporal path. We need to return to Svalbard. You figured it out last time, Cadet. Perhaps you can repeat what you did.
I'm so glad you're back. We have great news.
Doctor, did you see the data? The unusual rock formation appears man-made.
I did. The questions remain which man or woman and when and why. But for the time being, Rob, listen to me. You've done it. We have a convincing cure. Everyone is celebrating. The cure is being deployed as we speak. It's over 63% effective.
But will it stop the mutation? And that formation, that sculpture, could yield incredible information about time.
Yes, I agree. The team will look into the monolith. You know, these things take time, but it's important to celebrate too. Cadet, you've really made a valuable contribution to humanity. We all owe you an incredible debt.
And you, Doctor, are you sure you're well?
Don't be so serious. This is a joyous occasion. I think the cadet has earned a promotion. Cheers to Monda Museo's newest senior specialist cadet. Bravo!
It
Oh, yeah.
indeed 63.
63%.
I'll leave you now.
Bravo, Cadet. And although you far exceeded your basic duties, you may continue to improve the cure, if you are so moved. All the portals will now be open to you. Are you satisfied with 63%? If you want to collect more data, I'll be standing by.